Jumper is a 2008 film that's directed by Doug Liman, and the plot is we meet this kid, David Rice, who's played by Hayden Christensen, and he discovers that he is a jumper, which means that he could teleport wherever he wants.
Did I just teleport?
Now, what does he do? Of course, some of the first things he does is he runs away from home, he robs a couple of banks, and he starts living the life.
Could set me free, but why settle on one place when you could have the whole world?
Of course, though, there are consequences to being a jumper. Samuel L. Jackson is this guy who catches jumpers and he kills them. So not only does he want to kill Hayden Christensen for being a jumper, but he also wants to get revenge for Anakin Skywalker killing him in Revenge of the Sith. Now, what I think of Jumper is this film is pretty cool. Now, first of all, Hayden Christensen as David Rice, the jumper. You know, people shit on Hayden Christensen ever since the Star Wars prequels because he played Anakin, and a lot of people say he ruined the Darth Vader character. I will admit that he's not the strongest actor. He's kind of flat, no real emotion. I think the reason why I don't hate him and why before this I kind of liked him was because the character's cool. When he discovers he's a jumper, I like that his first thought was to run away from home because you see his father, played by Michael Rooker, who I didn't even realize was him until I rewatched this, and now I'm like, holy shit, Merle from The Walking Dead.
Hey, what happened to you? David, open the door!
He's not the best father in the world, but he's also not a bad guy.
What I'd like to know is how you rob a bank without opening any doors.
He robs a bank, which doesn't seem like the most holy thing for your main character to do, but it's like if you discover that you can do this, that you have this type of power, who wouldn't do that first? And when you see Hayden Christensen at the beginning, he's literally living the life. He jumps wherever he wants, he visits the world, he sleeps with any hot chick that he wants to. You're like, wow, that just seems fucking cool.
Think you could go on like this forever? Living like this with no consequences? There are always consequences.
But when Samuel L. Jackson comes in and gets on his tail, that's when everything kind of goes crazy. Now, Samuel L. Jackson, always a great actor. Even if it's a bad film, Samuel L. Jackson will always be one of the best things about it. And here, he even has a cool look to him. The white hair and the fact that you have that one scene where he viciously kills that jumper with that blade of his. I'm like, alright, this guy is not to be fucked with.
If you don't want to tell me everything, that's fine. Just don't lie to me.
However, when Samuel L. Jackson comes in on Hayden Christensen does one of the dumbest things, or at least I can't understand why he does this. He goes back home to see this girl that he's liked since he was 5 years old. This girl, Millie, played by Rachel Bilson. You basically had Samuel L. Jackson declare war and say that he's coming after you. You barely got away, and the first thing you do is go visit your old crush. Then he says, okay, you know what, let's go to Rome. And you're sitting there like, why is he doing all this? Yeah, he needs to get away from Samuel L. Jackson, get off the grid, so maybe that's why he wants to go to Rome. But why is he bringing Rachel Bilson with him? Why? I could see if they had already been dating for years and years, so he was so in love with her, and that she didn't know he was a jumper, that he tried to mix the two and get away while still having her there. But for him to just come out of the blue and bring her with him, because he has to know that it's not going to work out. When he's in Rome, that's where we see this cool character. Jamie Bell plays Griffin, and Griffin is a jumper as well. And he's here to basically tell Hayden Christensen, like, look dude, you've been jumping this whole time like nothing. Flashing it around like you're some cool guy, but they're on to you.
You think you're the only one?
And Jamie Bell is a funny character. He's funny the way he just kind of thwarts off Hayden Christensen and tells him how dumb he is. And then the scene later on where the two of them are fighting, when they're jumping all over the place, so many different locations. Not only does that look cool, so many sequences going on, how hard was that for them to shoot? It seemed like it must have taken forever to get everything right, to get all the different places in there. There's jump scars. Jump scars are when you jump, you leave some sort of residue almost, like a portal. And a jumper can hold on to that portal to go to where you just jumped. Some of the other actors that I noticed rewatching this film, pretty interesting. You have Max Thieriot, who I see him more and more show up in little things. Diane Lane plays Hayden Christensen's mother, and she abandoned him when he was 5 because that's when she first discovered he was a jumper. And she abandoned him because she works for the same organization that Samuel L. Jackson does too, so she either had to kill him or leave him. And Diane Lane is a good actress, so yeah, it was cool to see her in the film, but her role is really small. You could tell that also the way the film ends, that they were building for a sequel.
Take your girlfriend. We have to get her out. I can hear you.
But one person that was in this film for a really brief scene, practically a cameo, that almost blew my mind rewatching it, is Kristen Stewart. Kristen Stewart plays the daughter of Diane Lane when Hayden Christensen goes to see his mother and basically find out what the hell's going on. She's the girl who answers the door. This was before Twilight, like literally right before Twilight. So it's funny that they probably set her up to be a character in future movies, but that never happened.
This is where it ends. Right here, right now.
So Jumper, yeah, it's not anywhere near a perfect film. There's a lot of problems in the story department, and I don't think Hayden Christensen is like a great actor. But I like the idea of the film. I love the jumping aspects. I think that's one of the coolest superpowers you could have.
Take a deep breath.
The rest of the cast is pretty cool. Some decent action. I mean, the whole film isn't filled with action, but there's enough action in there that I can have fun with. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you've seen Jumper and what you think of it. As always, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Later!